not gonna lie, I usually don't get upset about losses, but today it kind of hit me, and this is why. Not because of the loss itself, that doesn't bother me. Mainly because all of the, I guess you could call it like, discipline that led up to it, pertaining to me having avoided low probability entries throughout the week, having able to properly filter, um, you know, properly understand market conditions, all of these other things, um, and having refined my model a week prior to that, it was almost like I was looking forward to continue to apply my model, having seen how I was improving. So, mentally, I thought, that's leading up to something. And I mean, we ended up taking a loss today. We're going to break it down fully because I knew this was a fake out before the trade happened. However, the displacement was so prominent that I ended up executing, and I accidentally executed with one additional contract too much. I'm not saying that's a wrong thing, right thing. There was nothing wrong with it, but it was a heavier risk. It was my almost my total risk on the trading day, and then yeah. But let's start off with P&L. So across the MMFU accounts or MFFU accounts, we got we got this right here. So we got a $4,000 loss, and then a $262 loss, and then with our top step accounts, or yeah, top step accounts, we got bang $230 loss, which is very very balanced. I guess the fill is just totally different on my top step accounts. We had no news today, besides Powell speaking in the morning, but nothing that would affect like market open. And going into the trading day, what was happening? So market open, we SMT'd off of these lows. Actually, I had a change of state of delivery lower. However, I don't trade market pre-market or market open. I always wait, but we ended up having that on the higher time frames. This is how it looked, and had an opposing SMT with ES. I knew that coming into the trading day. However, this may look like a potential power of three, accumulation, manipulation, distribution higher. Once we took out these lows, I wanted to see us reverse higher, potentially confirming that. We had this low right here. We're looking to continue to hold the SMT off of ES with, and that's where it kind of ended up playing out. So what ended up happening? Came down, took this low, formed a janky change in state of delivery. Once I seen this, I was actually planning to avoid taking it. This was the notion. I literally wrote fake out. I knew it was a fake out. It looked clearly lower probability. And I guess this is something good to throw into the review sessions, because I've seen this, formation of an entry before. So if I see it multiple times within my journal, I think it'd be good just to like permanently flag it as a fake out. However, upon the strong displacement like this, that's why I ended up executing. I was like, whoa, we got so much volume to the upside. Let me execute. That was where the market got me. And I even wrote here too large of a displacement to miss. If ES takes the low we were SMTing off of, could be an early sign to exit. We ended up doing this, but I don't really manually exit my trades. I usually like to let them fully play out. Price at this point was SMTing off of internal lows with ES and NQ, so I wanted to see potentially if those could hold. But like I said before, I don't really manually exit, but I did say it would be a sign to exit early, reduce our risk. Price ended up continuing lower, and I let it stop me out. And then yeah, I was looking to target all of this low resistance liquidity up here. Um, the, these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, and these highs. So the target was valid. But once we took out that low and stopped me out, I was done for the day. we can SMT off of this, but there's nothing else really prominent to SMT off of. And it's already 14. But yeah, that's today's trading day. I feel a little meh, you know, not really one of those days where, I don't know. It is what it is, like I said, but having applied my model all throughout the week, I was confident in how I would execute. It's kind of disappointing to me that I took a slightly lower probability entry that I knew I could have, avoided. But guess what? This will really solidify the fact for me to go into my journal, review any low probability entry that looks like this, and completely scratch it off if I see that it has a 0% win rate, which is good. It's more refining. I don't know. I'm in the part of the refinement phase where it's like I now have an understanding, I now have clarity, but the P&L hasn't caught up yet, so my mind doesn't fully believe it yet, but I'm hoping for the P&L to catch up. And that's the trap. I'm hoping for the P&L to catch up, and statistically, I need to just let my model do its thing, and the P&L will catch up on its own. But yeah, apart from that, I'll probably forget about it in a couple of hours. Is it brutal? Yeah, but it is what it is. What's another loss, right? We've already taken 1 million of them. Unfortunately, losses don't faze me anymore. But yeah, that's all we got for today. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.